Let me provide a short presentation on Ecash, the first anonymous electronic payment mechanism. As you know, the last century is the century of computing and internet, which inspired computer scientists to come up with many new ideas. And one of those is the invention of electronic cash. The purpose of the invention, of course, was the formation of an electronic payment infrastructure, but it was more about creating a new secure electronic payment mechanism that would ensure the privacy of the user. The main hero was David Chaum, who came up with an unique idea of an electronic cash that was based on the best practices of computing and banking. He was inspired by the individual's right to privacy and saw that the government had a difficulty in protecting the privacy of individuals in the light of increased microeconomic interests of commercial organizations. It was getting easier to collect information on individual, while the privacy protection was not advanced at all, technically or legally. He did not conceive the construction of a centralized system, but offered a way to sustain the privacy in the system itself. Chaum also advised the US government to protect and promote privacy technologies, which would ensure its economic growth and global market leadership. According to Chaum, companies can easily collect the consumer information. They have an opportunity to connect each other and store the data that is derived from our actions. They can study our financial history as well as travel and relationship patterns. The private information is of course very useful for business. For example, it is very convenient for banks to access the credit history of the client when issuing a loan, but such information can also be used in bad faith. Companies who possess the information on consumer transactions may get an unfair advantage and advertise their goods when consumers are in need of such products. If the personal records are accessed by the criminals, they may steal the money from personal bank account, or the users may become the victims of various illegal activities. Chaum's company DigiCash offered the solution, a tamper-resistant technology eCash. It was protected with the encryption based on the public-private key cryptography and also ensured the privacy of the users. They were able to engage in cryptographically secure, encrypted transactions on digital coins and hid their identity with blind signatures. eCash relied on the computer software, which could transfer the electronic money to the marketplace or any other entity with just one mouse click. But the user needed to obtain an approval of an electronic bank. This particular request was not about a transfer itself. It was only about approving and validating the digital coins, which was aided by the application of the blind signature technology. The technology enabled the bank to validate the digital coins securely and automatically without knowing the identity of the user who had requested an approval. In that way, it was impossible for the bank to collect the data on user spending, but the bank was able to control the circulation of electronic money and ensure that all coins were correctly approved to prevent uncontrolled creation of additional coins. In other words, avoid the double spending. The users benefited twofold. They remained anonymous as well as secured from the third-party interventions. In spite of the guarantee of anonymity, the electronic bank was entitled to keep the record of all existing coins to detect the unauthorized creation of the new ones without its approval. In that way, the users had an opportunity to remove the blinding mechanism and reveal all transactions they had accomplished and all coins they had spent. It was especially convenient to do when someone tried to steal their coins. DigiCash provided the eCash system in which it controlled the supply of electronic money. It validated and verified all transactions. Therefore, the success of eCash technology was fully dependent on the company itself. DigiCash could have become very successful at a rapid pace, but David Chaum did not play it well. Bill Gates offered him to integrate eCash into Windows 95 and make it global. He also received offers from Netscape and Visa, but he turned down all of them. And in 1998, DigiCash declared bankruptcy. Company's failure certainly slowed the success of electronic money, but Chaum's invention was crucial for the further developments in the field and can be viewed as an ancestor of cryptocurrencies.